I mean, in general, because I'm just interested in as as a social human being. I think I'm just interested in dynamics in groups and in very general in human behavior, and I think I really enjoy observing it and reproducing it as a filmmaker and an artist. But then in this case, as you said, we are focusing on these young people. I mean, there's no particular reason for it. I think it's also because I'm just very interested in this age group and this time in everyone's lives where things start to manifest in a way where you start thinking about what job could you do, and you choose your friends and your environment. So that's something that's very interesting for me. And regarding in comparison to what I did in the short films, where my focus was a bit more on the toxic behavior within groups. I think in this case we chose to put more emphasis or more focus on this, if you would say the sweetness. So there's this encounter of these two persons. In the end, it's almost like a very classical boy meets girl plot, but our emphasis was, or the focus was very much on this. So even though human interactions can be toxic, and it's very difficult sometimes to be as an individual in groups, there's still this possibility and chance of this very magic encounter of two people. Yeah. Start. I mean, it was at one point in writing the script. It was a very clear decision that we wanted to dive into this nature environmental scene and not leaving it anymore. So that's, it's in the beginning. It starts as a backdrop, this special place where this clique, this group of young people meet. But during the film. And this is, I think, also something we developed together. This environment starts to be its own kind of almost main actor or main character in the film. So that was something important, and I think it reflects somewhat this beginning, very tender love story of these two people. So that was something very important and enhancing in terms of this love story. So that's from the content kind of part, but from the visual kind of part, we also put some thoughts in it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was super interesting to kind of also, I think I never had that kind of also placing nature on a almost a dramaturgic timeline. So we were combining two rivers actually. In the film it looks like one river, but and they had very different nature, very different maybe some plants and stones and stuff. So we were really at one stage when we were deciding, okay, this is gonna be these two rivers, we're gonna work with these places, and then we were kind of putting them on the script, kind of okay, here we're gonna be more in this rocky area. In the beginning, we are kind of the plants are more, I don't know, more present. It's more green and it's a gray. I don't know. It was really fun to kind of, normally we work a lot about, okay, we know about distance of the camera and movement and how to position ourselves in that kind of moment of the film. And now this kind of setting came in as well. And that was really fun to kind of, place these different scenes. And I think this is even, it's quite present in this moment. There's almost a climax of the film where the camera leaves somehow the protagonist and finds its own story, or I don't know. And I think also in that part, nature becomes more expressive, and then we even had luck at this moment with the weather. So even the weather became more expressive. In the beginning, we had to fight with the weather because we wanted to have like sun and good weather, and it was raining in the scene with the group of people. Yeah. So I think that that was quite interesting to kind of puzzle it.
I mean, it's somewhat changed. So we made this one location tour where we were scouting in South Germany, like Paul and Carsten, like one of the producers, and we made this tour in South Germany. And I mean, we found places, but they were not like very ideal for what we had in mind in terms of, you know, this like very thick and deep idea of wood and nature. So that's something that's not so present in like South Germany. So, and then at one point, and that was like a kind of a lucky incident that, you know, this Swiss production company came in, and they, of course, in the first place, it was because of, you know, gaining Swiss money as well. But then we were thinking, okay, we could also go to Switzerland and look for places there. And all of a sudden, it kind of, or very, very quickly, it started to work out much better than what we were looking for in Germany. So, yeah, no, I mean, it shifted like but it was like the main region, like South Germany, Switzerland, this kind of region we had in mind, like straight from the beginning, somewhat. Yeah. I mean, there's this, we always get this reference for coming of age film. And there's nothing against it, but I don't see this film like very much in this kind of genre, but still there's kind of a closeness to it. So, and while developing the film, while working on it, I saw, and I always try to avoid films that come close to it, because then you get like, somewhat infiltrated by maybe too much by other movies, but by incident I saw 400 Blows by Truffaut, and I mean it's such a super beautiful film, and I wouldn't say it influenced it like in a very obvious way, but I think like the general the general tone of, you know, having like this young person who doesn't fit very well into society, and the way he deals with it, but it's not super dramatic. It's more like a light and somewhat like funny narration. I think it's maybe there's some similarities.
I don't know. I think it was also because it was the first feature, and we were working together for 10 years now, doing short films. So it was also in the short films, we always try to find, I don't know, bring us into like new places of how to tell, how to find the language and stuff. And so I think it was also a moment where we were kind of like trying to bring all what we understood so far for us, or what we approached together. I think that's also how we navigated a lot. Like while pre-production, we were kind of like, okay, here this didn't work in that film, or this worked. Let's find a way. And I think the film doesn't want to connect to a certain thing really, like maybe just in short moments. So I think for me it was also, it's. I think it's so much about also how to tell a story. Maybe like the narrator itself is in this kind of young age of kind of trying out. So like every scene was for us also like a new place, a new island of, okay, also maybe then references and stuff, but it was more of a collage than there's one work we were circling around. It was really about kind of like, okay, let's try to, do this very different to the scene before, or not in the way of like, okay, we want to be different, but I think in this kind of like, so it breathes and it tries to find tries to find a language with maybe a substance where there's not much story or plot or something. So I think that was like the dialogue or the game this film tried to do, or we were playing with, and then we have, I don't know, we invented like also characters, how our like characters who are not present, and then we kind of like here the camera will be like, we call him uncle sometimes, and then okay, the uncle needs to come in for this scene, but here maybe it's more it's more static, or I don't know, I think we've found somehow our own language, and Willy has like a comic in the beginning. So beside the script, there's like a moment where you draw the film, and then I think that's also like structure. I don't know. It's more of Then in the writing, you were reading stuff, and I don't know.
I also think like the references is more like a collage of very different things, and then you start with like literature quotes, but also cinematic quotes, and sometimes you use them in kind of an ironic, more funny, eye-twinking way, and sometimes in a more serious way. And I think, and then it's like we are quoting like ourselves a lot, and then it gets this kind of collage-y structure, which I hope isn't so much close to anything. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine. And then it's like, of course, and Paul also, he like we developed throughout the films like this camera person who is this ghosty character, like drifting through the film, which is something, I mean, I wouldn't say unique, but something we, it's also like a funny thing between us, that we established this kind of person throughout the films.